All right, this is April, also known as Grandma. Today I want to talk to you about denouncing idols, okay? Denouncing idols. All right. What type of idol? What type of idols? Okay. Fraternities, sports, cars, children, your body. All right. So let's get started. Recently, I was visiting a lady that I met couple of years ago at a um, funeral home. So I was in the area, so I dropped in to talk to her briefly. And I noticed that on one of the calls, the person uh, was a U of L fan or a U of Kentucky fan. I don't know which one. I guess the U of L is the one with the blue and black. Okay. So she was saying that I could overhear the worker at the funeral home saying, "Oh, we don't have any black roses." And then I guess, told him that the person was a U of L fan. She said, "Oh, well, we can do." She said, "Oh, girl, we can do black ribbons because their color is blue and black." All right. So I got to thinking. I'm like, these people. Now I don't know if they're have a relationship with God or not. I don't know, but I know a lot of people that I know personally. No, I need to say half and half. Half of the AKAs and Deltas know, well, they have a relationship with God, and half of them don't. Okay, so we're going to talk about all of this idolatry. Oh, did I mention titles? Oh, yeah, titles fit in that idolatry, idolatry category too. Okay, so I start thinking about this person. Like I said, I don't know if they have a relationship with God or not. And I'm wondering, would they go as far as saying on the tombstone, a loving father, husband, and U of L fan? So let's really get into it, okay? This is going to be hitting home for me. Okay, so here I go about me. I didn't really think about it. I didn't think I was worshiping because I'm like always telling people stay away from those idols. But I had developed a pattern because I'm trying to lose weight. So I would either get up and put a tape measure on, or I would just look at my waistline to see if it was going down. But the biggest thing I would do during the day is walk by the mirror and look at my butt because I'm trying to lose weight, but this is only for information purposes only, Lord. I would be looking at my butt and saying, I still got it. Now, Lord, I repented, I don't do this no more. I would be saying, I still got it, basically, the big butt. And the Lord was like, okay, you're worshiping your body. And I'm like, oh, no, I am. That. So the first thing I did was I put away the tape measure. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I got rid of the mirrors. Well, actually, I turned the mirrors around. Okay. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'm good. But then in the meantime, when I'm still going by my bathroom door, it cast a shadow of my physique. And I would always look at it. I'm like, I ain't got rid of all of the idolatry. I'm like, oh boy. So what I ended up doing, just so I wouldn't be tempted, I walked to the bathroom. When I passed by the door, I walk like a crab. I'll continue to walk like a crab in order not to look at my butt. I'm going to walk like a crab. So I will do anything to please God and not be doing idolatry. Or, well, I can't really do adultery because I'm single, or fornication. I don't do any of those. So let's get to the other people that are worshiping idols. It's really time to denounce your idol, whatever it is, whoever it is. Okay, so the people that worshiping these fraternities, aka Delta, Sigmas, the other folks, I don't even know who all of them are. The bishops and the people with the big titles, and they take pride in, having these big titles. Um, the football fan, Drew Brees. If you spend a lot of energy with these things, you're worshiping these things. If you spend a lot of energy on, okay, like uh, going to all these games, uh, got all these things up in your house. When some of y'all die, y'all have the color theme of whatever. Now, how do you think Yah feels about all this? How do you think he feels? He said, don't worship idols. That's how we got over here, people. Worshiping idols. Come on. So now we don't have the, I guess, very overt, what I would call overt idols, like big things up in your room. I guess you don't still have those. It's those normal day-to-day things that are still idols. Now, I was hearing about somebody had a funeral, and I don't know if this person was a Mason or it was his fraternity. So at the funeral, the family weren't the last people that saw him. It was either the Masons or the fraternity people, okay? Because they got all these little secret things going on. I have to wonder where that person went, you know? Really have to wonder. Because God does not like idols. He just does not like you saying, I love, this is only an example, I love them more than I love. That's what it basically amounts to. Whether you never ever say it, if you walk around with the pink earrings or drive a pink car or you drive uh, got this big huge U of L fan uh, flag on your truck, or let's see, some of the other, a Raven flag, that's a form of idolatry. It's time to denounce the idolatry, people. It's time. Actually, it's been way time, because for thousands of years before we got over here, our ancestors would do the same thing, worshiping Baal, worshiping all these images, worshiping this. When I moved in this apartment, I had an Eiffel Tower. I said, oh, that would look good in my apartment. So I got the Eiffel Tower and I set it up on this stand. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that looks really nice. And after a while, I'm like, girl, I have to talk to myself. That thing is an idol. I'm like, oh, it is. All those thousands of people. Now they just hit the 300 million mark of visitors for the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so I used to have one, so I quickly threw it in the garbage and took it out. So it's time. What's going to happen when you get to that judgment seat? And they said, well, do you have anything to say for yourself? Of course, the angel is reading all this stuff out. Well, there was a staunch AKA fan. And the Lord is like saying, well, what about me? What did they really do to represent the kingdom? Oh, hold on, let me check. Kingdom, let's see, represent the kingdom. Let's see, I got the name right. She's answering to this name. I don't see anything. Now, this is a record keeper. Don't see anything? Would you look one more time? Okay, but you know I have this perfect vision that you gave me, and I got a photogenic memory. Still don't see nothing. Okay. All right. Well, got bad news for you. Oh, let me ask them a question. Did anybody tell them that they were worshiping idols? And because God is all-knowing, He already know. Yeah. Yep. You remember that old lady that was on YouTube? That's one of them. I distinctly remember it. She's mentioned that to y'all more than one time about worshiping idols. As a matter of fact, that's one of her things. Stop worshiping the idols. So you had this knowledge, but you would rather worship the idols. So unfortunate as it is for you, you must go outside the gate. You cannot be inside the kingdom. Okay? It is what it is. You have been warned. You didn't heed the warning. That's basically what's going to happen. In case you didn't know, I'm going to say it again. There are only 12 gates to the kingdom. Look it up. It's in the book of Revelations. Those are for the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, what about the other born-again Christians that are not from the household of Israel? Okay, so you have, according to the scriptures, you got some people that live outside the gates. Outside the gates. That's where the other people will be living. Again, make no mistake about it. Why would there only be 12 gates to the kingdom? I'll give you a hint. Crown jewels. That's a hint. Now you got to figure out who they are. Okay? The kingdom is designed for the crown jewels. Okay? So, stop the well, a lot of y'all must be doing a lot of adultery. I keep saying that. Stop the adultery and stop the idolatry. Okay? This is Grandma, also known as April. This is April, also known as Grandma. Do the right thing. Put your idolatry away. Even if it means walking like a crab sideways. I'd rather walk like a crab sideways than for the record keeper. So let's see here. Oh yeah, she had been worshiping you, but she put that away. She said she would rather walk like a crab going to the bathroom than to keep checking on her butt to make sure it's still fine. So come on in. Well done, my good and faithful servant. I'm living for that. Okay? So anyway, this is April, also known as Grandma. This is Grandma known as April. Stop the adultery and the idolatry. Saying Shalom.